Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the 50/50 Showcase, the adventure where I am going to be demonstrating 50 different level 50 characters that I have on the City of Heroes Homecoming servers, Excelsior. Today's installment is going to be Midnight Zone, yet another blaster. He is my third blaster so far, following in the footsteps of Prometheus and Epimetheus, who were episodes 1 and 2. He is also built upon this concept of blasting and debuffing simultaneously. So not only is he going to be laying down some damage with his blasts, as a blaster does, but he's going to focus on debuffing. And in this case, his debuff of choice is minus speed, minus recharge, slowing things down, making it so that they cannot run away. Water Blast has a great set of tools for that, combined with temporal manipulation and the dreaded Leviathan ancillary power pool. So those are the three combos that I'm going to put together for this particular build, and then show you guys how it plays both solo and in team. Similar to what I've been doing with the last two blasters that I've demonstrated. But this guy, he's a little bit different because I did not specifically choose power set enhancements that are slows, and you'll see that in a second in the mids build. I did actually slot this guy for damage, and the big reason there is not necessarily because, there's a problem with slotting for slow. It's just that at the time, I think I was going for a cheap, high damage build. So he's actually a very inexpensive build you're going to see from the sets that I've chosen if you know about the different power sets and how much they cost. A lot of these are just going to be uncommon sets, no rares, no ATOs, that sort of thing. So sort of a cheap build using a bunch of enhancements that I had stashed in my base bins. Anyway, as you can see, there is a picture of Midnight Zone, the Fishman, and let me pop up his mids build and we'll take a look at it and go over it. So here you go. Here is Midnight Zone, the Blaster. As you can see, he has the full spectrum of Water Blast choices. Water Blast is a great power set. There's lots of damage here. There's lots of debuff built into it. Great sets. Love it. I can't say enough. I probably could build every type of blaster just around Water Blast itself. But if you take a look at the debuff powers that go along with it, you'll notice that, Aqua Bolt has some minus defense. But here's where you start to see the minus speed. So Hydro Blast, minus speed. It's got some knockdown. Water Burst has some minus speed, knockdown. Whirlpool, minus speed, minus defense. You go to Dehydrate. This is a self-heal, but it also has minus speed, minus defense. Water Jet, minus speed. Steam Spray is the only one that doesn't have minus speed. Well, that and Aqua Bolt, but it is a great cone. It's probably the best cone attack, in my opinion, in the game. Has minus defense, of course, which is great. And then Geyser, another one of these knockups, minus speed. This is a great, nuke power, as they say. So if you just glance through these, there's lots of minus speed. So it's going to slow down targets. There's also a bunch of minus defense in there as well, which is similar to what Epimetheus was built around. But this guy, I'm focusing on the minus speed. So I partnered that power set with temporal manipulation. I took pretty much everything except for aging touch, which is a single target melee attack, which just I don't really need because this guy's really a ranged attacker. You've got Time Wall, which has minus speed, minus recharge. This is a single target sort of debuff type of power, but again, I want the minus speed, I want the minus recharge. Also has some minus regen, so that's great against, hard targets like AVs and heroes. Time Stop, that is a ranged hold. Again, some more minus regen, so there's some debuff there. Chronos is just your own self-buff power. End of Time, PB AoE, this is going to do some damage. That's a great power. It doesn't really have any debuff other than it just blasts people. Temporal Healing, there's your sustain power. It's got recovery, absorb, and also has some resistance to slows, which is always nice, and regen debuffs. Future Pain, that's a single target fear, high damage melee attack. Time Shift, another minus speed power. This is an AoE, so that's a great, POW, hit a whole bunch of people with the The slow, minus to hit, also can stun. And then Time Lord, that's a self power, plus recharge, some more resistance to slows, plus some energy and stun resistance. So there's a few powers within the temporal set that also have some minus speed to them. And then my third power set here, the ancillary power pool, the patron power pool, Leviathan Mastery, Bile Spray, another cone attack, which is going to partner up well with Steam Spray. I love Knockout Blow. You just drill somebody, knock them into the air, unless it'll hold them. Actually, I'm not sure it doesn't. Yeah, I think it does do knock up. Anyway, Shark Skin, little defensive shield, damage resistance, smash lethal cold, and a ranged hold power, Spirit Shark Jaws, which has a minus fly component, which is also a nice little debuff. So that's kind of the major set of powers and what they can do. If you look at the slotting, you'll notice most of the enhancements are red ones, which is your indicator of damage slotting. So this is different to what I have done before with the previous two blasters, where I didn't really slot for pure damage sets at all. And instead, I went with minus defense in the case of Epimetheus and minus to hit accuracy in with Prometheus. But with Midnight Zone, I slotted just a bunch of cheap, basic attack damage sets like Thunderstrike and Detonation, just trying to marshal together some basic resistances and things to give this guy some, defensive abilities, some survivability, which honestly he does not have a lot. If you look at his overall stats, his defenses are fairly low, in the teens, with the exception of energy and negative defense. And then his resistances are pretty, lackluster other than Smash Lethal Cold. He really doesn't have anything else. So as far as survivability, he doesn't have much in the way of defenses, resistances, etc. that you saw with my previous two builds. So his survivability is going to be to damage and destroy the enemy, which is why I have a lot of damage slotted, but also to slow down their incoming attacks with all the minus recharge and all the slows that I'm going to be hitting them with. Really, the big key to this guy, and you'll see it in the play testing, is to use some soft control in the form of water bursts knock up. And same thing with Geyser has a big old knock up. If I can open an attack with water bursts, especially Geyser, you'll see mobs just go flying up in the air. And by the time they land, I'm hitting them again with water bursts. I'm dropping a whirlpool on them, which is going to slow them, and they're going to try to scatter and run, but they can't because they're moving so slowly. And then I can just start unloading with some single target blasts on top of that. Throw in a steam spray, throw in a bile spray, some range cones. Pretty much by the time they're able to get up and attack against me, I've already hit them 4 or 5 different times with a bunch of AoEs, and most of the minions and lieutenants have been obliterated at that point, at least at higher levels. Lower levels, it's not as easy as that because you don't have all these powers. But I do have a decent amount of survivability in the form of temporal healing. You've got health and stamina down here. So for instance, health, it's got the Panacea plus hit points. Temporal healing has the Numina's recovery and regen. It's got the chance for absorb. I didn't put the what is it called? I forget the plus end uh, set in here off the top of my head. I can't remember. It escapes me. But anyway, I could. I'm not really sure if I need it just yet. Again, this is sort of a cheap build, so I wasn't looking for super rare, everywhere enhancements. I do have, a couple obvious ones, but most of these things, like the Gladiators net, which is a PvP set, these are things that I had dropped to me and just was able to craft them. So not a expensive build as far as going shopping for any of this stuff. All right, that is the overall look of the build. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I haven't mentioned too much in the previous videos, is the choice of incarnates because, as you'll see, I'm trying to leverage some of the slows and such that I'm using. So, for instance, intuition is the alpha that I chose to add in the slow movements to all of my attacks. So it has that, it enhances all the slow movements. What I didn't do is my interfaces where it's like a built-in debuff for all your powers. I actually just leverage the minus defense a little bit more here and the minus damage to kind of give some more survivability. I could have gone with the Gravitic, which would have been minus speed, minus recharge, and I actually have a second build for Midnight Zone, which is based around all the slow sets and Gravitic, but I haven't built it because it's a little bit pricier. This build does okay, and I think if you just look at the raw numbers of the slows in a lot of these powers, I'm not sure that it's necessary to slot for slow because the basic powers have a ton of slow already. So if you just kind of here, let me shut off the incarnate so you can see just the raw numbers. I'll post this build again. I'll post a link to it here in YouTube, and then I'll when I put in my homecoming forums post, I'll include the whole set of these. I haven't done that yet, but anyway, just take a look. You can see that time wall here has a slow of 50%. You've got Hydro Burst has got a slow of 20%. Water Burst slow of 30%. Whirlpool is slowing, 30%. So if you just start adding up two or three of these, I've already floored the target's movement speed anyway. So if I go ahead and slot slows, is that, can you make it so slow they go backwards? I wish, no. So it's probably not necessary to build around slow sets. You could, and I do have an actual mids build that I can show you that does it. I'm not going to do that right now until I actually build it and test it out and see. It actually would have greater survivability. I was looking at the numbers today, and the totals as far as resistances and defenses are a bit higher. It does trade off some recovery in order to do that. Not as good a recovery rate as over here, but it would be able to take a more of a punch, I guess. All right, that's enough about talking about the build. What I'm going to do is pause the vid now, get set up for some solo missions, and then try to get a team going or join a team, and then do some of that recording of those action. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, I lied. I changed my mind. Here is the other build option. I do not have this one built, but I could build it. The big difference as you just glance through, of course, if you look at the color changes, you'll see I've got slow sets slotted in a whole bunch of these powers. So that combined with putting Gravitic down here, this could be a super powerful minus speed slowing power combination. I don't think it's necessary because now look at the slow on this one time wall, 95% slow. Hydroblast is 43, 44%. Burst is 50, 60%. So, I mean, just hitting with one or two powers with all the slow stuff slotted would just totally annihilate movement speed. It might be funny to watch and see if it actually, um, how crazy it would be if it even makes a difference. Because, once you hit the slow cap, you've hit the slow cap. Is more slow going to be maybe against +4 mobs? It might be more effective. I don't know. It's something to try, but the issue being that I would have to rebuild this whole character and purchase or craft all of these different, and it would cost me several million. Just glancing at this is probably, if I had to redo a second build in this guy, it's going to be a couple 100 million, which, I have, but, is it worth it? Just for giggles? Maybe. I don't know. But the big thing that this build would do, that would be useful is the survivability numbers would be higher. So, just glancing around, you've got better overall defenses and resistances. Not over the top crazy improvement. So again, is it worth, getting a few percent more resistance here and there? Maybe. I don't know. But that's a whole nother enterprise doing that. Just purchasing all these things. I'd have to recraft the interface, incarnate. I just don't know if it's worth it at this point. I'll show you the current build. You can decide if you think, hey, try out the slow one. I could, right? Let me know. You can post that in the comments, or when I post this up to the homecoming forums, you can reply there. Anyway, let me pause. Let me get a mission set up, and we'll get started on the build demonstrations. All right, here we are running another simple council mission, paper mission in Granville. This is set to +2 ×6 like I did with my previous two blasters. Just a warm-up mission. Make sure I kind of shake off the rust, show the basics of strategy with this particular build. Nothing too crazy, nothing too deadly. Should be a fairly simple run through. All right, let me go ahead and get started. So, taking a look at the powers, as I mentioned before, I got all my blasts lined up in a row from single target to multiple target cones and AoEs, that sort of thing. I've got my controls sitting up here. I have my heal isolated just in case, because if I need to heal, I'd like to be able to find it real quick. This is something I mentioned with Prometheus, that one of my recovery powers is was a touch of fear. I forget the exact name of it. Abyssal, whatever it is. But anyway, it's like a click restore heal power, and I kept losing it in the tray here. So that was something I was discussing in that first video about moving that as sort of my wrap up of that video. But anyway, so that's why I have Dehydrate sitting right here. And then I got my melees kind of lined up right here, right? Future Pain, Knockout Blow, End of Time, and Time Shift. Those are the PB AoE, melee AoEs right there. Some great powers. Time Shift, that's a nice stun. And then here is my Cryonic Cone Incarnate power. So I've got the cone of steam spray, bile spray, and then I can unload with cryonic at the end of that. So 1, 2, 3. Plus I got these two knockups. So I think, basic strategy is going to be click your tidal forces, which is going to give you tidal power, and that's going to light up some of these icons down here. And the ones that light up get extra special effects once they have tidal power built up. I think you got to launch normally like 3 of your water powers. It builds up tidal force, or you just click your tidal forces buff here, and that'll light up. So if I do that, you'll see, for instance, geyser and water burst light up. That gives them more explosive power that just will knock people flying. All right, that's usually what I do. Open one of those two, and then I could drop Whirlpool, which is sitting over here. That's a little patch power that you would drop, and it has a slowing, sort of scattering effect. And at that point, I can unleash with the cones, and probably most things will not get up after that. But I am solo, so I have to live and die by my own skills here. All right, take a look at this map. Take a look at this encounter, right? You've got the 4 guys right here, but again, knowing the game as I do, there's that little door behind these guys. There's a whole bunch more guys back here, probably about 10 more people. So if I just charge in here thinking I got 4 targets, these guys are going to come around and probably start lighting me up because, taking a look, these are just some minions and lieutenants, nothing serious. There's going to be a couple bosses sitting back here, maybe someone with Mez abilities, you name it. So what I'll probably do is maybe unload with the water burst to knock these 4 up, drop Whirlpool here. By the time that happens, those guys will come out of that back room right there, and then I can unleash with Geyser and catch a whole bunch of them as they're coming into Whirlpool. All right, let's give it a shot. Hit my inner mutation powers here, not inner inspiration, secondary mutation, get that. I'm going to eat a purple just for safety's sake. Let me activate my control hybrid. Let's do this. There we go. The things have lit up. There they come. All right. That comes a boss. And he's running for the hills. Yet again, more running. All right. I gotta take everybody out except for that boss. Got a couple of holds. Again, I mentioned this in my previous blaster vids that I think as a blaster, you gotta embrace your secondary. Take some of those controls. Love me some knockout blow. So I have technically 3 holds between Time Stop, the Shark Jaws, and Knockout Blow. Got some more people in here, looks like. They were not aggroed for some reason. All right. First group down. Really no problem. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit Clarion on this. So I see some vampires in there. Let's just unload with the big boy. Yeah, see, I would have been mezzed had I not clicked that. All right, I hit my Cryonic Incarnate attack. There's the self-heal. And that group is toast. All right, try to get center. If you do have these pop-up, AoE range, you want to try to center mass the group. Let's see, eat this, eat that, pop them up, drop Whirlpool, start hitting cones. So you can see I am going to take a lot more damage than I was before. But if I can just take them out before they get me. I believe that's why I also went with the Gravitic on this guy, just for the minus damage interface, which is this one here. Sorry, Paralytic. So defense debuff, which I really don't care about, but I do have a 50% chance to debuff incoming damage. Oh, I forgot a survivor. Two survivors. 3 survivors. Where'd they all go? Huh. Yeah, you see that? This is the 3rd video set in a row. We're doing council especially. And not just them, but just in general, I feel that something with the AI tweaks or something has made these mobs just want to run. Don't know why. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. There's a whole group back there. Can't see them all, but don't need to see them all. There's the rest of them. How did they not get aggroed? And with control hybrid, what I'm doing is trying to get some more control. Duh. Oops. Hold on a second. Make sure I don't get killed here. So again, this is a great example of how this guy just does not have this raw survivability of my previous 2. So yeah, I have to, has to be a lot more aggressive than my other 2 blasters, just lay down the smack. Anyways, I was saying that with the hybrid control, what I'm doing is it gives me some obviously status resistance, but the one thing I'm trying to get from it is that it is going to, did I not? Oh, I only have the first level of that. Let me double check. Hold on. I feel like I had it slotted more than that. Okay, I do. All right. Anyway, it gives a chance for fear and a chance for immobilize to all my damaging attacks. And if I believe both of those hit, then there's also a chance for the stun on this one. Or is it? No, that's I think if I'm at the tier 4. Okay. Anyway, so point is that it's giving me more controls, right? Immobilizing, fearing. I've got slows happening, knockups. So I'm just trying to layer on as much debilitating effects as I can. So anyway, that's why I picked that one for this particular build. He doesn't have a lot of just raw control where the +1 magnitude would have been more logical. So I went with just some additional soft controls. But I do think you can tell that he is going to do a lot more damage than my other blasters were. Just a lot more front-loaded damage. A werewolf ran somewhere, I don't know where. Oh, I hear him. There he is. And he's toast. All right, there's the main target. Let's get some more inspirations ready. For a little more center mass. So you can see the idea there that by the time they land from that initial pop-up, most of them are already dead. I'm not going to chase him. He's trying to lead me into the other group. Wait till he comes back. One thing I didn't mention in the build is that I do have hover, and that is a obvious advantage here because I can stay at range, which is why I actually on this cheaper build that I have, I did go for a lot of range defense. I have close to 20%. All right, so that was that. Boom, boom. Wait till my geyser recharges. I'm going to try to just devastate a whole ton of these guys with one hit. I think that's pretty close. You can see the idea. I'm going to boom, take out most of them with that. So, I mean, you're pretty much two-shotting with that combo of Geyser and Water Burst, at least at this level of enemies, 52s, right? So even though I don't have a lot of defense or resistance, if the enemies are all destroyed with a single hit, it doesn't matter. And the same is going to be true on a team, even though probably be fighting level 54s pretty soon. Just that ability to knock up, slow, that sort of thing, lower damage with my interface, it gives me a level of survivability that the raw damage resistance and defense numbers don't show you. And on a team, I'll have allies throwing their damage out there, buffs and debuffs. So it's going to be really safe, secure build anyway. Is it going to be out soloing archvillains and heroes? No, but it's at least solid solo as you can see so far. And then on teams, it's not going to have a problem there either. All right, so let me go ahead and pause this again and see if I can either get a team going or I'll bump this up to, +3, +4 and see how that works. All right, be right back again. All right, we're back. I have gone ahead and gotten another paper mission against your friends, the Council. I am at +3 times 8, so more foes and 1 level higher. So I should see level 53s and probably a couple groups of 54s in here. We'll see how this goes. I did have that one scary moment against the 52s last mission. So again, this guy does not have sort of that raw defense and resistances that the other two blasters I had have. So he needs to kind of hit hard, eliminate as many of the enemies as possible, debuff their recharge and also their damage with his interface. But even if I totally floor the recharge with the initial shots, they're still going to get their initial alpha return fire against me. So it's really kind of surviving that initial few moments. But the other thing that you're seeing, there's a lot of running happening, and it may be because of my control is contributing some chance for fear here, but I don't think that's explaining everything because there's just so much running, not just with this character, but the other two I ran previously. So maybe they just are afraid of blasters. I don't know. All right, so let me do this. So hover will give me some protection. These guys are kind of spread out more than I'd like. I don't know if I can get them all with a single kaboomy, but I'm sure going to try. Hit this, this, click that, and up's the daisy. Get this guy out, hopefully. Some more guys up there, I didn't see him. Back off a little bit. Took that guy out. And he's down. Yep. That was everybody. All right, not too bad. So yeah, if I get that initial kablooey, most of the guys don't get up to worry about. Some more stuff. I haven't even activated my pets yet, so if I do need that, I've got some more potential offense, defense. Try to use the train a little bit to stun. It's a boss, that's why he's not dead yet. Oops, I think I just aggroed somebody up top. Let me get out of this corner. Yeah, there's some more guys up there. It's a bad position. They're scattering like rats. That was one of the other reasons I went with the control hybrid, is I'm trying to get the immobilized to keep them in the whirlpool patch. Alright, that could have went south, but not too bad. Scattered all over the place, these guys are. This is why hover is so nice too. I can kind of get myself out of the hot zone. I don't know if I was in range of that. guys are scattered, scattered, scattered. Let me see if I can get them all on a big ass cone here. Because why not? On the corner. So I can play keep away. And range really is your best defense on many blasters and other range, defenders, corruptors, that sort of thing. On my other two blasters, I really didn't use it as much as I could have. This guy is much more important. Gonna level up soon. Another big group in here. Let's do this. Get some more Lux. There we go. Try to eliminate as many targets as quickly as I can. There we go. Done. I like how the other guys just stand there and all his buddies getting destroyed next to them. They don't even notice it. Hold one. Hold two. Take this guy down. Take this guy down. And if this works, I should get them both before they can recover from the holds. Just about. Missed that one attack. Alright, so there's one guy here. I'm sure there's more. Yep. Let me see if I'll just pull this guy up. Get him with the water jet. Twice. Bang, bang. Here they come. Pull these guys a little bit. You have to get closer to that PB AoE stun, but it is good power, so sometimes it's worth it. Back up. And done. Some more dudes here. Liberal use of inspirations is perfectly acceptable, guys, okay? Perfectly acceptable. That's why you've got them. Use them. Fire this guy. Okay, I got a couple guys close now. Alright. This has been fairly uneventful. Spread out group here. This is probably, and I could go in here, but I think I'm going to try to do is shoot some and make them come over here and then drop the whirlpool right there. Turn that on. So I can get the guys in the back. Go. Over here, just like I wanted. Put into that debuff there. So I wouldn't mind some more slow or whatever in that whirlpool, or even maybe the avalanche set with the knockdown chance. That could be an interesting test. I think I've done it on a different character. Just make whirlpool more of a stop them dead in their tracks type of power. So those fears are making them just stand there not knowing what to do. Or that guy could have been really jacked up for a minus recharge. Oh, there they are. Usually they're over there, but sometimes they're right there. Right, let's light these guys up. Come on, buddy. Die already. These werewolves have a lot of hit points. Alright, so group over here. Alright, pow pow, done. Click the little glowy. That's got to clear the rest of this room. So if the glowy is in a room, you need to clear the rest of the room. Sometimes the same is true of a boss, name boss. I think I only got like 3 groups. 1, 2, and the third one's up there. Now if you had a big old tank or whatever on your team, you could pull the 2 groups together and nuke them. All right, I'm going to go ahead, which this guy's really good at, by the way. Sometimes I think this guy is actually a little bit OP, to be honest with you. Boss. So we're gonna hold this guy down. There we go. Going for my big melee hits. Whoa, missed that? Come on. This guy doesn't have as much accuracy as the other guys did. Other blasters that I ran the other day. But I have enough control to lock down a single boss, not a problem. 3 different holds. I don't like how they're all kind of... I'm going to try to use the ramp to my advantage here to keep the incoming fire blocked from the right side here. I'm going to sort of concentrate firing back through there. Let's try this. And we will eat one of these as well. Let me try this. This could be a little bit riskier. Get that going. Try to stir it up. Come on, guys. Gather together. Yeah, I think definitely would like to get some more slow, I think, into the whirlpool. Because that would give another way to open if I can sort of lock them down, stuck in there. Get rid of these minions if I can. Again, look at the boss. He's just sort of standing there. He doesn't know what to do. It's from all the debuff that's been thrown on him. Possibly the minus recharge. Possibly the residual fear. So I think that's the cool thing with this build is that, you're initially going to take some incoming attacks. But once you've hit them a few times, they just kind of stand there and let it happen. Two Archons here. Get this guy down first, as far over there. The other guy's standing in my whirlpool, I think. Just about. Take him out. We run into Carissa. Yeah, he's finished. And there you go. All right, so no problem. +3 times 8. That was actually safer than the +2 times 6. Although I think the reason I got beat up a little bit on that first mission is because I was talking to you guys and not really focusing on what I was supposed to be doing. All right, pausing again, see if I can get some team action going. Maybe I'll start something or I'll see if I can join something, and I'll try to get on maybe a lower level team that I can show this guy at mid levels or something as well. All right, be right back. All right, here will be a fun little challenge. I just got on a level 9 radio team. So I will have level 9 +5, so level 14 powers. So just FYI, if you've not played the game before or haven't played in a while, if you are exemplaring or malefactorian, depending on which side, red or blue, you're on, you can level down to the level of the mission holder. So that's why you see I'm at level 9 up here. But you're going to have those level 9 powers +5 to kind of show how, exemplar awesome you are to your sidekicks and proteges. So anyway, I've got level 14 powers available. That's why most of my stuff is grayed out in the chain, or the trays, sorry. So if you take a look, I only have a couple single target blasts. I've got my water burst, and I've got whirlpool. That's it. I've lost hover. I've got a single target control. I got, my single target immobilize here. I got myself buff and myself heal. So I'm missing most of my powers. So this will be a good, test. Because as I've mentioned before, it's one thing if you're level 50 incarnated, awesome, +5, everything, enhancement, $1 billion build is great. But if that's only in that one area of the game where you're just curb stomping radio missions, so what? Can your build handle low level stuff, mid level stuff, tasks, task force, whatever? So we'll see. I'm on a team. Looks like we got 6 or 7 people. And I have to ground pound because I don't have hover. Only level 10 foes, so not that difficult. Let's see what's going on here. Biggest problem I have when I level down like this is not really the lack of powers, it's the fact that my finger keyboard combos are gone. Like normally I'm like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 as I'm attacking some enemies, but I don't have number 3 or number 4. So it's sort of when you go by feel when you're playing at level 50, because you got your tray set up. That's the biggest challenge I have. It's like a big dog. By the way, this is the reason why I will also, what do they say there? Platoon most of my enhancements, because when you level down, your enhancements and their set bonuses level down with you, whereas if you don't attune them, they can get locked out as far as their actual numbers, and the set bonuses will not level down with you. Your level of your slots is, I think, goes down to maybe -3. So if I have anything that was above level, let's say 12 as a slot or enhancement, it's not going to technically work as far as the set bonuses go. Alright, so taking a look at the team, we got a Corruptor, we got a couple Dominators, so we got decent control, we got a tank, 2 Brutes, so we got meat, and I guess I'm providing a lot of the ranged boom boom. Oh, somebody just shot me back there. Alright, you guys are going to have to handle that. Gotta go up here, I guess. I am missing like a big dog. I do have a lot of plus accuracy from set bonuses, but I'm betting a lot of my sets with the accuracy are not active at this level. That is the benefit, though, of Whirlpool. It has a patch minus defense. So it should make it easier to hit when I do that. Right, leveled up. I like that ghost fire, that's cool. Didn't know that was a thing. Alright, this is now easy mode. Even levels with a team of, what, 7? I might only run maybe one more mission like this if these guys are going to stay at +1 or +0. It's really not testing or showcasing the build too much. But at least you can see that he can contribute even at low levels. Some of the slow, some of the minus defense. Buckshot there, he's just barely crawling out of the whirlpool. Oh, pick the fight you couldn't win against the damned. See, some people got, some of you low-level brutes, you always abuse me, or you tanks. You barely have any defenses. And then you're just like, yeah, we're such badasses because the team's been steamrolling. But the team's been steamrolling because we're in a team. And then you run in there with your non-existent defenses and get smoked. It wasn't your awesome armors and melee combat skills that were making it so easy. It was boom, boom, blast, a bunch of dominated controls behind you. All right, pause this. Let me see what they're going to do next. I might jump ship. I'm going to run one more at these guys just because the foe... Look, somebody... See what I'm saying? What I was just talking about. Look, this guy's dead already. Half the team's not even on the board yet. I just walked in, and our big beefcakes go charging in there and get murdered. Anyways, I was going to say, I think it's Vazalok, so I wanted to... Oh, yes, it is Vazalok. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right. One second. Let's see if we can save the day here. Guys, don't charge in without half your team's not even there. You're only level whatever. Ow, you got your shit. Get off me. I mean, unless you're an actual like level 50 or something like that and you have your slots. What levels are these guys? Level 8. Yeah, you shouldn't be charging in. Sorry. Level 26 probably shouldn't be charging in either. See, are any of these guys actual high level? Nope, level 9. Level 9. All right, so all these guys are fairly low level, except for me. Level 29. So the deal there is, even though you got level 29 and you're level 10, 15 at this point, you still don't have a lot of the powers at level 29. Like I have all my powers where level 29 doesn't. And then probably slotting, do you even have enhancements or the number of inspiration slots? All that stuff gets improved as you level up. All right. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, see, Vazlok murder melee people at this level. Got a lot of debuff. You don't have all your shields, is why you don't have defense against these guys. Looky, looky. Want that cookie? Got a new power. Okay, I guess we're not going to take those guys on. Let's keep moving. Slow him down. With Ozlok, these brutes and tanks, they don't have slotting to be taking on toxic damage and negative damage and minus regen and all other stuff. Probably should maybe let the Dominators control first. Eidolons, those guys are nasty. All right, there it is. At least these guys are leveling up. All right, yeah, I think I want to drop team and maybe form my own little something something level 50 stuff. All right, be right back. All right, I rounded up some heroes, vigilantes, and rogues to run some vigilante and maybe hero tips in Peregrine Isle, set to +4 times 8. Couple masterminds, couple blasters, sentinel, defender, controller, and I believe that's a tank. So let's enjoy the show, hopefully. Got some aggressive squishies. I like it. Controller, defender right in the front line. At least this wasn't a cave. So yeah, on a team like this, I'm gonna pretty much hang back. I don't need to get up in melee range. Somebody res behind us. Lots of control happening here. It's always nice. Got a little thunderstorm brewing outside. Hopefully I don't lose power, because that would suck. As illusion, that's what's going on, huh? Might have to just record this one high-level video, because if the power goes out, I'm going to lose this whole recording. See if it calms down or not. squashing these people. Nice friendly Clarion boost for everybody. I'm discharging all over that. That sounds sick, doesn't it? Discharge. Might want to rename that power, huh? Got lit up. Let's solo this group. Maybe. Lots of icy goodness. This team is solid. There's just lots of variety. Not sure what level everybody is. We got incarnate people or not. Yep, vet level 112. No, that'll do it. Vet level 15. Vet level 1. Level 19. Alright, we got one low person. Vet 33. 153, yeah. I could go take a nap. Vet 6. So pretty much everybody's vets except for one guy. I'm vet 14, I think, on this character. 13, 14. It's gonna be a steamroll. Have any experience? Yep, I do. Yay. It's already on my tray. Let's see, I wonder if I should do some stupid shit just to spice this up. You know, start triggering ambushes and things. Shock treatment. All too easy, right? All right. Somebody got up. I don't know who. All right, let me get the next one queued up. All right, get some more thunder boomers going outside. I'll do at least this mission, hopefully. Then I'll probably end it there. It's getting late anyway. Oh, we got action. We got action. Just gonna unleash everything. Oh, that's shit coming out of the woodwork. get elevation here so I can see what the hell's happening. I think that finished it. Wait, just one more guy up there. Yeah, I couldn't see crap in that. Boom. This is almost therapeutic. We're just destroying these things. It's just standing back there. There we go, just strolling around. Yeah, they don't know what to do. Jeez. So much firepower on this team. It's disgusting. Lit them up. There's got to be stuff up above, right? Nope. I hear a bomb. Oh, it's a desk. Oh, hello. Good night. Last bomb, and we need Flambeau. Where's Flambeau? Let's go upstairs and find her. Some more dudes up there. Stir it up. stirring it up. Nice. Poor guy was looking for his Amazon package that was missing. Guess the neighbor had gotten it. Yeah, this guy just shreds. He's got a lot of offense. And he's done. Next. Flame boat's up here. I feel like we just need to stir this whole place up. Because why the frick not? I mean, you got a bunch of incarnated level 50 crazies. It's the crazy stuff you can do when you got a bunch of level 50s on your team. There's no cares in the world. This bomb, where is it? It's up here. Click, click, boom. There you go. All right, that should do it. Nice. All right, let me pause. All right, got a third tip here. The thundering has stopped outside, so I think it's safe to go for this third level 54 times 8 hero vigilante tip. I don't know what it is, but long butts. Oh, I hate these freaking longbow. Like right up there with arachnoids. Paramilitary a-holes. All right, not that way, this way. Let me see, I'm going to go ahead and summon my pets. I haven't had them out yet, so why not? Go aggressive with the Ruleroo. Nope, dead end. Which way's left? Oh, somebody's already exploring it. Oh, here we go. This looks fun. There we go, making that guy slow as a glacier. Got some bogeys coming. Let's hit him. Cannot tell what the frick is going on right now. It's bedlam. Bedlam, people, bedlam. Slow this guy down, take him out. This rad bull crap up here. See, normally you have a regular sort of team and you throw all that chaos out there. Shh, they're gonna get mopped. But you got a bunch of incarnates, it's like, whatever. Bring it. Start a fight over here. Oh. Not yet. That was a slaughter. Just like knockout blowing these guys. Freaking wardens. Love my resistance is minus 50% there. Longbow really don't know what's hitting them. Let's erase them. And they're gone. They're just disappearing. Overdrive. And she's gone. So we lead him out. Somebody's stealthed. Or actually, no, we're all group and vised, aren't we? You silly controller. Silly group and viz. Can I? I didn't know that. Wow. Learned something new. Didn't know I could cancel that. I don't know if that's always been like that or it was a new addition. It makes sense, right? I don't know if we're gonna get ambushed or not. I expect we would. There he is. Fireworks. That's a new one. All right, let me pause this. All right, I'm gonna do one more extra one. It's just a paper mission I had, just, because these guys are rocking it, so it won't take long. Load is the Arachnos. So kind of our last little hurrah together, and then I'll sort of recap the experience. Boom. Boom. And it's hard to sort of showcase a particular build when you have a team that's this strong. I mean, all I'm doing is throwing some extra damage out there, really. But it does kind of go to my earlier point on these builds. Is my damage what's bringing the team over the top? No. But maybe my slows, minus recharge, some of that debuff is helping out. I don't know. But that's kind of what I was saying. Why just build a blaster to make more damage, or anybody just do more damage? Everybody's got freaking damage. So let's throw some debuff in there. I don't think this team necessarily needs it, given just the... I mean, look at my freaking stats are capped resistance right now. It's just the buffs and support I've got from the rest of the team. I can turn off all my shields at this point and be fine. But, I'm adding something, some minus recharge, some slows, some controls, besides just more damage. So that's kind of my own personal opinion on it, my own advice if you're looking for it. I like those the female models for the crabs now. Like spooky looking. Wish Arctic Breath was available for Leviathan and Blasters. Could use some more cold damage there. think it also has a knockdown. This freaking controller's a beast. He's been tanking like a pro. Bet he's built for it. See if I can tell what he's got. Powers. Yeah, there's always set bonuses up the yin yang. Illusion poison. Nice. That's definitely a melee in your face. Oh, got some. Why not, right? More chaos. See how much trouble I can get myself into. And normally I wouldn't do that, but again, strong team. Let's have a little fun. Pull some crap. Or chaos, always fun. Somebody wants to kill me. Slow patch out there. Start spraying. I think that was the last group. There it is. We win again. All right, I'm going to pause this quick team and wrap this up. All right, so that is Midnight Zone, a water blasting, temporal manipulating Leviathan mastery blaster. Focuses on minus speed, minus recharge. He has some minus defense there, so a lot of debuffing of enemies' ability to move, attack, and of course shredding some of their defense on top of that. He's not slotted for slows, directly, but there's so much slow already in the base powers that I just went ahead and slotted him with just some cheap damage sets to just go ahead and pile on a lot of pain pretty quickly. So he's pretty effective. I think you saw that. Really only had one spooky moment in the very first mission, shaking off the rust, talking to the video, not really paying 100% attention. After that, it was just sort of a joke. You know, the level 10, early team wasn't really a challenge. I don't think it really helped to showcase much just because, if it was higher level plus threes plus fours, it would have been a little more useful. But, I handled this character pretty well. The other, people on that, especially those tanks and the brutes were getting murdered by the Vazlok as an example. Then with the level 54 team that I just ran with the tips, the problem there, wasn't so much I was able to showcase the slows and things. Because we had so much. I think everybody was a vet except for one player on that team, vet level 115, whatever. Everybody had set bonuses up the yin yang. Uh, better than mine, of course, because this guy's not super duper uber built. But he got the job done. He contributed a lot of damage, contributed some controls. I think you definitely, I'm gonna go back and watch the video myself, but really pay attention to the movement speeds of the enemies, how often they were able to attack. I think the combination of just the slow and the minus recharge really helps survivability on this guy as well as the team. Again, it's kind of hard to say because so much other stuff was flying out there. I mean, my damage resistances were capped from the buffs that the other teammates were providing. So anyway, that's that. So if you enjoy water, you enjoy Temporal, Leviathan, you want to slow your enemies to a crawl and just unload and destroy them, give this build a shot and tweak it to whichever way you want. And maybe if I go ahead and put in all the slow sets, I'll do a comparison video. But otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in, checking this out. Have yourselves a good day and play your own blasters. Try this out.